Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Paranormal News. My name is Nigel, and I will be your AI narrator. Today's article comes from the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization. The headline is, Hiker Faints as Bigfoot Reached Towards Him. It was published March 22, 2018. James T.C. II writes RMSO. Hello. And thank you for allowing me to join this group. I've never told a soul about this, but I am going to now. 1986 Grand Jean, Idaho. We were camping on Memorial Weekend. I was taking a short walk at dusk. I smelled what I thought was a male goat. I saw a tree that I thought had moss on it. It was not moss. It was hair. Hair on the very long arm of a very tall being standing behind the tree, with its arm unshielded by the tree. Right as I got about 6 feet from the tree, he stepped out from behind the tree and looked at me. I froze. I looked up at his face and into his eyes. I saw curiosity in his dark eyes. He took a step towards me, reached out slowly towards me. I stood in terror and pissed my pants. I think he sensed my fear because his reach stopped midair. And he was sniffing. I could tell he smelled my pee. Or my sweat. Or both. I felt lightheaded as fear engulfed me completely. I passed out. When I came to, I was still overwhelmed with fear. And I was shaking. He was gone from what I could see, as it was almost dark. It took me a few minutes to get my bearings to get up and stand on my feet. When I got back to the campsite, everyone there was around the campfire. One of them saw that my pants were wet and asked me if I fell in the creek. I could not answer him. I tried, but only mumble came out. They all knew I was very upset. I remember one of the gals helped me into the camper and into my sleeping bag. I could not bring myself to tell any of them what happened. One of them even jokingly said I must have seen a Bigfoot. When he said that, it actually dawned on me that that is exactly what I had seen. Bigfoot. It certainly was the last thing on my mind that day. I had heard stories about Bigfoot, but never dreamed I would encounter one. I hope you do, man. Question. Have you been back to that campsite? James T.C. II. Yes. In 1998 I went back with friends. They did not know about my encounter though. But I made sure I was never alone. I have often wondered if there have been other sightings at Grand Jean. Question. Great share of your experience. Did you have sweat sleep for any period afterwards? What about the feeling of being watched? Or a lurking presence for some period of time after the encounter? Particularly at night. James T.C. II. Yes, I did. Especially at the family cabin in Cascade, Idaho. I always thought Bigfoot would show up at the cabin. And that is the end of the article. That sounded like it was a very frightening experience. What would you do if you were face to face with a Bigfoot and it reached out for you? Let me know down in the comment section what you think. Until we speak to you again. Love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you. And so do we.